Hi, this is lesson number 13 in the series The Key Still Unlocks the Door. Today I want to point out one more event in the story of the Exodus that I think is extremely relevant to our text verse in 2 Chronicles 7:14, which is this: If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. All of these plagues were leading to the last great exhibition of God's authority and the ultimate foreshadowing of his greatest exhibition of mercy. There are also two much overlooked events, I think, that took place just prior to that last plague, just previous to the plague of the locusts. Look what Pharaoh's advisors and servants say to him. This is found in Exodus chapter 10, verse 7. And Pharaoh's servants said unto him, How long shall this man be a snare unto us? Let the men go, that they may serve the Lord their God. Knowest thou not yet that Egypt is destroyed? They recognized the God of the Israelites, but they did not turn to or accept him. They saw him as a source of their troubles. They were not interested in drawing near to him. They only wanted him to leave them alone. Does that sound like the world today? They didn't see that in drawing near to him, they could be recipients of his great mercy. They only wanted him to take his judgments and leave. Again, isn't that so much like the world today and the way they see God? I find it interesting that after this proclamation by the people, the next two plagues were locust and darkness. The locust left Egypt a barren wilderness. And what the hail hadn't destroyed of the trees and the plants, they did. Isn't it true that when one rejects God, he steps out into a land where no life remains? There is no sustenance, and like the prodigal son, they find themselves willing to eat the husk from the corn that was fed to the swine. And then I think also the darkness. Just thinking about what comes with darkness, not just any darkness, the Bible said, but a darkness so great that it could be felt. A darkness so great they could not see to leave their houses. All direction was lost. All hope was gone. There's no darkness like that which overwhelms those who reject God. This barren wilderness, this darkness, they so describe the world we live in today. I feel like we live in a world that is just filled with chaos. And, job markets have changed so dramatically. It seems like one day there's such a need for a person with a certain skill, and then the next day that job is no longer available. Even if you have a good education, it doesn't necessarily give you a promise of a job. And so it leaves young people today, especially, in such a quandary as they try to decide and determine their lives and their futures. I know when my youngest son was getting ready for college, I had two sons that were older than him. Both of them, they were all 4 years apart. And the first two, I felt like when they got ready to prepare for college, I could give them some sort of guidance and direction. But when it came to my last son, I said, I don't even know what to tell you. I don't know if it's valuable enough to go to college. Maybe you want to go into an area that doesn't require a degree. Maybe you would like to go to a technical school where you learn a technical skill that would help with a particular job. I just don't know. And so thinking back on that and just looking around at the world today, I see especially so many young people that are just living their lives helter-skelter in a world of chaos. And it's because of the darkness that comes from not knowing God. When you have God, you have direction. It comes from living in a wilderness where there's nothing to feed you and you're constantly searching for things that are so pitiful, really. I know you've seen the things that people devour these days, and so no nourishment for the soul or the spirit. So today I just want to encourage you that we really need revival in our country. We need a God-sent, Holy Ghost-inspired revival that takes away some of the chaos and brings direction to the world, gets people out of the wilderness and gives them hope. Church, I say it's time to pray and pray for revival.